Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on this Good Friday for WYLN News. I'm Philip Kaufman, filling in for Julia Wiegand. We begin tonight with breaking news from the nation's capital. The Capitol was put on lockdown this afternoon after 2 officers were injured when a vehicle struck them near a barricade along Independence Avenue. Both officers were taken to the hospital and one is said to be in critical condition. An unidentified suspect was taken into custody and the incident is currently under investigation. 11 people were displaced following a fire early this morning in the city of Hazleton. Fire crews responded to 47 North James Street around 5:30 this morning. One man had to be rescued from the home and was taken to Lehigh Valley Hospital Cedar Crest for treatment of his injuries. A state police fire marshal was called in to investigate and said that the fire was started by a candle in the bedroom and was therefore ruled accidental. Flames were contained primarily to the bedroom, but the rest of the house ended up sustaining smoke and water damage. It's Good Friday, so we paid a visit to Holy Rosary Parish in Hazleton to find out how their Holy Week's been going. This Holy Week may be different than previous years, but here on Poplar Street, the strength of faith and worship is all the same on Good Friday at Holy Rosary Parish. We spoke with Father Brian Clark to learn a little bit more about this holy day of worship.
What this is actually was mentioned last night when we celebrated the Mass for the Supper of the Lord, where Jesus instituted at the Last Supper the priesthood, the Eucharist, and the ministry of service. We talk about how that begins this 3 days. It's basically one liturgy that begins on Thursday evening, runs through Friday, and concludes at the Easter Vigil tomorrow night. So there's no concluding prayer. There are a lot of things that are different. People notice, they're not sure exactly what it is, but they realize, wait, there was no dismissal. Are we supposed to leave now? And it's supposed to feel that way because it's such a connection. The 3 days, they all run together. So we're to be in that mindset from the beginning up until the Easter Vigil.
The Diocese of Scranton recently released guidelines on how to safely worship during these tough times, since human contact within worship would usually be a given.
So with all that, we weren't able to do, and this is throughout the diocese, the washing of the feet. And so each liturgy seems to be modified somewhat, even the Easter Vigil, all the rest. And we have, in fact, here at Holy Rosary, we have 7 people coming into the church. So it's an exciting time. But again, with the distance, with the restrictions in place, we're thankful. And so many people have said to me, thanks be to God, we're at least back in church. And everything's been so solemn. The liturgies are just so reverent, and they really are just inspiring and uplifting.
Needless to say, the parish is prepared for worship as one of the biggest holidays celebrated by Christians is right around the corner, Easter.
We're looking forward to a wonderful turnout. We've had that so far leading up to this point, and especially the Easter Vigil. That is the highlight. And as I mentioned, that we have 7 people coming into full communion with the Catholic Church, and that too will be modified a little bit. We won't be able to do quite the procession that we had before, keeping everybody distanced. We won't be able to hand out candles for people because it's, again, the contact with, but we're still able to do a type of candlelight service. We're able to do a modified version of this and that, and everything that is part of the Easter Vigil. So it still will be that same sense of the night we're waiting for Christ to rise from the dead.
As for their remaining Holy Week schedule, blessings of food will take place on Holy Saturday at 9 a.m., followed by their Easter Vigil at 8 p.m. Easter Sunday Masses will take place at both 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Live stream links will also be posted to the Holy Rosary Parish Hazleton Facebook page. The Hazleton Narcotics Unit took 2 men into custody during a traffic stop back on March 19th. Officers observed 61-year-old Nazir Bianco, who was wanted on an outstanding warrant driving a green pickup truck along East Broad Street. He was accompanied by 55-year-old Michael Ubadini, who was also wanted by authorities. During the traffic stop, police found Ubadini in possession of 40 packets of suspected heroin and fentanyl. Drug packaging materials were also found inside the vehicle. The men were charged with numerous drug offenses and taken to Luzerne County Prison for lack of bail. The Luzerne County District Attorney's Office announced that it'll be withdrawing legal action against the county. Former DA Stephanie Salavantis and Sam Sanguidolce filed a petition last month asking the court to enjoin the county from enforcing council's vacancy declaration. Council declared the seat vacant back on March 9th when Salavantis announced filing a nominating petition for the county judge's race in May's primary. Both parties then agreed on her March 25th DA resignation. Sanguidolce did say, however, that county charter still clashes with superseding state law and urges council to bring it into line with the state. Using your cell phone or computer can be a pain in the neck, literally. So, our Julie Stefanovich spoke with physical therapist Ting O to learn more about text neck.
If you think modern technology can't harm you, think again. Too much screen time can be a literal pain in the neck. Physical therapist Ting O of Physical Therapy and Balance Centers explains what medical professionals have dubbed as text neck.
With people using more modern technology, cell phones, iPads, and working at home with computers, one of the things people tend to do is when they look at their devices, they tend to do this. So with your head down like that for a long period of time, it actually puts stress on the muscles in the neck and creates a lot of people with neck pains, because the more your neck goes in front of your shoulders, the more pressure there is on the muscles in the back of the necks.
The pandemic has forced many to work and learn from home, resulting in an increase of cell phone and computer use.
The people you don't expect to see are the teenagers and the 20, 30-year-olds. You don't typically expect them to see them with neck pains. And we're also seeing people with headaches too. So a lot of these people develop headaches from having their head down and getting the muscles tight.
There are recommendations to follow to help ease or eliminate pain.
What you want to do to try and prevent text neck is to try and keep yourself in as upright position as you possibly can. For example, instead of when I'm working on a cell phone, I'm looking at stuff on my cell phone, instead of having it down here, it's better to try and bring it up to about face level, so you're looking at it straight ahead instead of looking down. There's actually an app that you can get for your phone. Just research Text Neck app.
Cradling your phone is also not good for proper alignment.
When you're talking on a phone, if you have like headphones or hearing devices, great. If not, make sure you try and keep your head neutral and don't be tilting this way into the phone, which a lot of people do.
Standing desks make a good investment rather than working on a traditional one.
What it does is, instead of sitting and being hunched over, a standing desk will raise up to about this height, and this way you're actually standing when you're doing some of the work at home. And when you're doing work on a computer, the thing to try and remember is to try and get the top of the monitor to about eye level, so it should be about here. So if that top of that monitor is too far down, you're tending to have to look down.
Physical therapy and balance centers have many different treatments to help relieve pain, as well as classes in a fitness center. Call 570-501-1808 or visit physical.com/Hazelton. Reporting in Hazel Township for Wyln News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thank you, Julie. Coming up on Wyln News, the ultimate April Fool's Day joke. Plus, my favorite part of Friday news, meeting all the new furry friends looking for their fur-ever homes. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Melania, and I'm 3 years old, and today is gonna be sunny out.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice,
everyday low prices,
plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazelton. Everything to make your house a home.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton. If you were ever thinking about trading your car, bring it in now. Trades are at an all-time high. Bring your late model in, you'll get a couple grand more than you did a couple months ago. If you're looking for a car, we've got a huge selection of GMC, Buick, Chevrolets. We've got Nissans. We've got a whole bunch of vehicles. We even have Chad Thomas. We even have Chad Thomases. So if you're looking to buy a Chad Thomas, a Buick, a Chevy, a Cadillac, come see us at Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton, and see where we take the deals the other guys won't.
It was a dream come true for enthusiasts of some popular Pennsylvania staples. Yesterday, Wyln announced the creation of 2 new collaborative brews. The first was an Utz Snacks Crunch Wave brew. The second was a Mrs. T's Pierogi Pilsner. It may have enticed the taste buds of many Pennsylvanians especially, but unfortunately, it happened to be the ultimate April Fool's Day joke. The beers aren't actually for sale, but consumers can check out Yuengling.com to find their other real beer flavors. If you've been thinking about adopting a pet, well, there's no time like the present. So, check out the SPCA of Luzerne County for all breeds, shapes, and sizes of pets. The shelter has some more furry friends for you to check out this week. Everyone, meet Snowball. She's a super cute girl who came to the shelter as a stray. This adult female black cat would make for a very happy companion, so think about adopting a Snowball this spring. And up next is Rocky. He's a 2-year-old brindle pit who was recently surrendered to the shelter. He's just a super friendly big ham, and shelter employees instantly fell in love with him, so they know that you will too. So call 570-825-4111 and come on down to check out these featured pets and more while the shelter continues to adopt out new best friends amid the pandemic. WYLN's putting a special twist on something we've always had in the mix and drafting one of our top picks to the news for all our local sports fans. Our all-time OT hero, Marty Burns, will now be bringing your favorite in-depth analysis of local on- and off-season happenings from across our viewing area, nightly. So, let's talk sports.
Yesterday started the Major League Baseball season for the year 2021. As things slowly get back to normal, a lot of teams seeing fans coming in anywhere from 25 to 50%. Where does that leave us here in Northeast PA? Have no fear. I have here in front of me schedules for the Iron Pigs of Lehigh Valley, the Rail Riders of Scranton Wilkes-Barre, and even the Fightin' Phils of Reading. They're not starting here in April, but they will be starting each of them on Tuesday, May 4th. It's going to be a different type schedule because of the pandemic. 6-game either road trip, homestand, but at the same place. For instance, Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders will start with a road trip at Syracuse, May 4th to the 9th. And they'll be home for their home opener starting May 11th on Tuesday night. And they will conclude Sunday, May the 16th, against those Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. 6-game homestand, no Monday games, allows for travel either coming home, going to your road destination, and you're only going to be playing 6 teams. For instance, in the AAA Northeast opponents, it's going to be Lehigh Valley, Scranton Wilkes-Barre, Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, and Worcester, formerly the Pawtucket Red Sox. So you're going to get just to look at 5 other teams if you happen to take the hour ride, if you live in Hazleton to Music to see the Rail Riders, or the hour ride south to check out the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. And also don't forget about those Reading Fightin' Phils. They also begin May the 4th with a very similar schedule, 6-game homestand, 6-game road trips. Check out their schedules online, and we send it back to Phil. Get ready for some local baseball coming up in about a month.
Thank you, Marty. Coming up on Rising Sun's News Choice, your week in review, courtesy of our Julia Wiegand. Plus, Luzerne County Manager David Pedries leading the way into the final segment of this week's series. Stay with us.
Hey, Dr. Alex here with another Feel Good Friday. So today we're talking about the beauty of pregnancy, all the health benefits it has for your body. A lot of times people think about pregnancy and they think about how much stress it puts on the body. And while that's true, the body has to go through a lot of changes to bring a life into this world. There's also a lot of health benefits. For example, everyone knows that your skin and hair will look great when you're pregnant. But also, if you have an autoimmune disorder, it will kind of reset your immune system, and especially while you're pregnant, you won't have as much trouble with it. For example, if you have lupus or something like that, it'll completely go into remission while you're pregnant, and it might not come back right away once you're out of pregnancy. Other things like hormonal issues, it resets your hormones and kind of puts your body back on track. So pregnancy does a lot of great things, and when I think about pregnancy, I also think about life expectancy. Having a kid after 40, it's 50% chance you'll live to 100. With that in mind, feel good.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
Monday. An early morning fire destroyed a house in Hazleton over the weekend. Fire crews responded to the blaze at 544 Thompson Street shortly before 4 Sunday morning. It took firefighters nearly 3 hours to extinguish the flames at the vacant property. The house was recently undergoing repairs by its new owner. No injuries were reported, and a state police fire marshal was called in to help determine the cause of that Sunday morning fire in Hazleton. Tuesday. A 6-year-old boy was taken into child protective custody after he was found living in deplorable conditions inside of a Wilkes-Barre apartment. Police responded to a domestic dispute at the Sherman Hills apartment complex last Saturday. 35-year-old Kelly Collins claimed she was having an argument with 38-year-old Michael Anthony Arceocasio. According to officers that entered the apartment, both appeared to be under the influence. Police also found suspected heroin, fentanyl, and drug paraphernalia throughout the apartment, alongside piles of soiled clothes, dirty dishes, and rotting food. The 6-year-old told police that he hadn't eaten in a while and was taken into protective custody. Collins and Arceocasio were charged with endangering the welfare of a child, numerous drug offenses, and jailed for lack of bail. Wednesday. West Hazleton police found a large quantity of drugs during a shooting investigation in the borough. Police responded to Adams Avenue Monday for a report of shots fired. Shortly afterwards, they observed a car that matched the description of a vehicle that was reported leaving the scene. Officers pulled over 21-year-old Joseph Castillo, who was in possession of nearly 800 bags of suspected heroin and fentanyl. He was then charged for possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance. Thursday. Heroes come in all shapes and sizes, and in the case of Jackson Dempsey, he's the 8-year-old second grader who saved the life of his little sister Layla. Jackson's family was traveling in their vehicle when 20-month-old Layla began choking on a chicken nugget. That's when her brother heard her struggling to breathe, noticed her turning purple, and sprung into action. So, how did he know what to do? Well, he credits WWE superstar John Cena, who demonstrated life-saving maneuvers on Nickelodeon's The Substitute. Jackson was honored for his heroism Wednesday night by emergency responders and the city of Hazleton, recognized by State Representative Tara Toohill and Mayor Jeff Gassat, and made a junior fire chief. He also ended up receiving a video message from John Cena himself, who congratulated him for his bravery. We here at WYLN would like to do the same, as Jackson's actions prove that you're never too young or too old to learn new lessons in life. Friday. 11 people were displaced following a fire early this morning in the city of Hazleton. Fire crews responded to 47 North James Street around 5:30 this morning. One man had to be rescued from the home and was taken to Lehigh Valley Hospital Cedar Crest for treatment of his injuries. A state police fire marshal was called in to investigate and said the fire was started by a candle in the bedroom and was therefore ruled accidental. Flames were contained primarily to the bedroom, but the rest of the house ended up sustaining smoke and water damage. That's it for your week in review, here on WYLN News.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Chura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazleton, 570-454-7229.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Luzerne County Manager David Pedri is leading the way to wrap up this week's series. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Leading the Way. We are joined this week by Luzerne County Manager David Pedri. So, looking towards the future, what else is in store? Any ongoing projects as county manager? Any future ones you're hoping to achieve other than county manager?
Well, listen, it's 2021. So obviously we're at the end of this pandemic, hopefully at the end of the pandemic. I've been blessed to work with Lucy Morgan and our emergency management team on vaccination and testing sites, working very, very close with the Department of Health, Tom McGrarty from the Department of Health, in order to make sure that we have the testing here in Luzerne County, because at one point during this pandemic, we were 5th in the state. It was that bad here in Luzerne County, and probably #1 per capita across the state. And that was in April. But obviously, I think our citizens have taken this pandemic seriously, have started to wear masks, sanitize, do all the social distancing. So the next step is vaccines. So what I would like to see is I'm working with our hospitals, our medical providers, as well as our emergency management team to get a mass vaccination site here in Luzerne County, where if you want to get vaccinated, you're going to have an opportunity to get vaccinated. I get phone calls every day in my office of an elderly person who just can't get through to some pharmacy or something who can't get a vaccination. I would like to think that it's us to the government to be able to provide that. If people want to get vaccinated, we want to give people an opportunity. That's a short-term goal for 2021. Obviously, I'd like to return to the Rock in the River concert series, which is something that's near and dear to my heart. I grew up playing in a cover band in college and law school because I was super into my studies. I think that bringing music and community to an area is something we want to be doing. In 2019, we did it at the Luzerne County Riverfront. It was everything that we wanted to be doing. It's over 6,000 people came out, food trucks and vendors, and we had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. Obviously, 2020 we had to cancel the pandemic. 2021 we're looking to bring this thing back for late summer, early fall. If the numbers are good and if the numbers are right, if we bring that concert series back into Luzerne County, I think people will be out utilizing it and getting out there and doing it safely. In addition, we're just going to keep moving forward when it comes to things we're doing in the county. The 2020 election, we learned an incredible amount of lessons regarding it. The 2020 election was one of the most difficult elections, probably the most difficult election in Commonwealth of Pennsylvania history. We had new voting machines. We had a brand new form of voting in the mail-in ballots. We had walk-in voting for the first time in Pennsylvania history. And oh, by the way, we did it all during a pandemic. But we turned it off. We turned it on. And I have to give it to Shelby Wachilla, our elections director, and the incredibly hardworking team over there for pulling off the 2020 election. We're going to learn from that. We're going to get better. The 2021 election will be better than the 2020 election. We'll learn every single time. Just keep making these small steps in Luzerne County. Fix something tomorrow, and it's going to get better for everybody here. I truly think that Luzerne County, and I've said this in the past, we're in Act 2 of this government. First act was all crisis. We're fixing things. We got all these issues. Now we're like, where do we go? What happens next? I have over 6,000 jobs coming to Luzerne County in the past 5 years. I see another 10,000 jobs coming over the next 10 years. Where are we moving in Luzerne County? What's the next step? And what are we going to look like? Because I truly believe that Luzerne County is a beautiful place to live. I choose to raise my family here. I choose to live here. My kids go to school here. 2 of them go to drums and 1 of them goes to MMI. My family's here. And I love it here. And I think that's a great opportunity for a family to grow. And most importantly, for a guy like myself, it's an opportunity to do something here in my hometown.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Folks, thank you so much for joining us. A very special and huge thank you to David Pedri for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed this process. If you're ever anything from me, I'm a phone call away.
Thank you. All right, folks, have a great weekend. Best of luck. Best of life. Good night. And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page or at WYLNTV.com, where you can also find LVHN's real facts about COVID-19. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.